Well, Manx Telecom has now announced it's to become a public limited company, expecting to raise more than £156 million when it floats on AIM, the junior stock exchange, in just a few days' time. Now, I'm with the Chief Executive Officer, Mike D. This has brought to an end several weeks of speculation, hasn't it?
Yes, I think the speculation was advanced, really, and we know that subject to there are certain regulations you have to comply with in terms of pre-registering on the stock exchange, but actually the decision to actually go and float on AIM was only taken quite late on Sunday night, so there were other options that were being considered. So, but that said, we believe this is a fantastic move both for the company and for the Isle of Man.
Now you said that your IPO was substantially oversubscribed. That must be quite gratifying.
Yeah, it was a tortuous process, to be fair. And Gary Lamb, my CFO, and myself, we did 62 presentations over just over 2 weeks to most of, if not all of the top financial institutions in London. We also did institutional lunches, so we actually covered over 100 different companies in the 2-week period. And it was promoting our story, but also the story of the Isle of Man and its success, particularly, riding through the recession and managing to grow through that period. And it attracted clearly from, the interest in the shares, real interest.
Now, will this give you access to capital to develop the business?
Yes, it does. We've got access to wider capital markets. I mean, at present, we've got a firm program going forward of investment, and we see our growth being organic growth, really along the lines of our core skills and core assets. So we're not planning at the moment to go out and raise lots of money to buy lots of companies, but who knows?
You say it is a new chapter in Manx Telecom's history. Where do you go from here?
Well, I think this is a big advance, and having been here for a long time, I actually remember the calls for when are the Isle of Man people going to be able to own shares. I mean, the Isle of Man people will now be able to own shares. We went to the AIM market, which is the smaller market. That was for speed. We wanted to get the transaction done as quick as possible so that we weren't distracted from day-to-day business. There is potential that in a couple of years we could consider moving up to the main market. It's certainly a number of the investors we met felt that was the next logical move for us.
Now, you were part of the team that set Manx Telecom up back in 1987. And you were a testing ground as well at one point. How have things changed in terms of technology and competition?
I mean, we actually started in '83. We started at BT Isle of Man for 2 years when the government decided where the licence was going. I mean, we started our business, it was all fixed line. And then we moved into mobile. And then later on, we moved into data centre business, and we now run a proportion of our business off Ireland. So we've gradually evolved from that fixed line business into associated areas. And I think it's a fantastic story, steady but consistent growth over that period. Competition, clearly we've got more competition on the Isle of Man, but also competition from technology itself. Things like social media and things like that. We see changes in the way, particularly the youngsters use their phones, they're taught by Facebook and things like that. So you always have to be aware and try and be one step ahead and try and predict where the next move is going to come, but it's not easy.
Because it was for many years you had the market to yourselves, really, didn't you? And that's
yes. I mean, some would say it's a nice position to be in, but actually, when customers don't have choice, you are in a very difficult position because you're always there to be knocked down. And I think the customers have choice, I say, particularly from other operators on the Isle of Man, but particularly in the technology they use to provide their services. So I think there's more and more customer choice, and that puts us in a more comfortable position.
Now, these shares are open to anyone to buy?
Yes.
Staff, members of the public?
Yes, I mean, we are considering, whether we introduce a specific staff scheme. That's something on our agenda. It's been a rapid process. We only started this at the end of October. and you know, we completed now at the end of January. So, and we did, even while the marketing was going through in London, we did London and we did a day in Edinburgh. We were made aware there was some interest on the Isle of Man. So yeah, from Monday, a few of us are going down to the stock exchange on Monday, where we'll be there to open the stock exchange on Monday. We've been invited down, and trading will start, I think, 8 o'clock Monday morning.
Okay. Now, becoming a public company, there are extra regulatory pressures on you. You have to be a lot more transparent. What's your view on that?
Well, I think that's a positive move, you know, from our point of view. There are regulations, and we've got a briefing tonight from our legal and our Nomad, it's the people that took us to market, on what our obligations are, to make sure, you know, we comply with all of them. And I think we got nothing to worry about. I mean, transparency, we don't have a problem with that. We've got a very strong story, we're a successful company, and we're not afraid of being successful, and I don't think anybody should.
Thank you.